I'm going to have to turn this football game down. Oh, it's so hard though. I am back with another part two. Let me start this all over. Welcome back. My name is Amber. This is Saving in Style. Ugh, my tongue has been tied lately. The reason you're here is because we are going to do a part two to our cable knit blanket. If you've watched part one, we're using the, I hope I'm saying this right, Bernat extra thick blanket yarn. And I will show you kind of what my next project is that I am working on. The whole point of this channel is all about like finding myself and finding things that I love while saving money postpartum. I am in awe. Sorry if you see this. Like I do hair and this black has been an issue. Anyway, I will grab it over here. Ugh. If you see a mess, it's okay. I have a 1-year-old. So I have been really struggling. If you saw my rant earlier about this yarn, it has been impossible to try to find. My cat, he is a Maine Coon and he is very inquisitive about everything. I took some pictures and posted on my Instagram. The reason why I like this extra thick stuff is because they have a big and they have an extra, but they also have a thick, but they don't have an extra thick. And the reason why I like this is because it is just a lot more plush. It is more full with the chenille fabric. And this is washable. If you have animals like I do with my furry children, you're gonna love this. I am currently working on a blanket. This only took me like 10 minutes. And I am in love with it so far. This is going to be a Christmas gift. Oh goodness, hold on one second. My cat. Oops. This is my old man. He is 16 years old and trying to eat my cord for my cell phone because I'm on my cell phone right now. He is about, sorry, my old man. He's about 22 pounds. Doctor said he is healthy as healthy can be. So I want to kind of get you guys zoomed in to what I currently have going on. When I left you guys, I told you guys that I was going to do, sorry, I've been running errands all day. Mess. Show you guys the end of how we end this. And as you can see, this is what I did previously. I'll back up a little bit. This is what I started with, you guys. And I told you, if you watch part one, you'll understand why it's so tight compared to a traditional blanket. There's so many things you can do once you start, I've realized. And I am obsessed. So I made this originally for my old man over here. And I had made a blanket to go with it. I will show you that. I did a comparison of my blanket next to a white blanket that I bought. And I really prefer the blanket I made. So let me grab that really quickly. This one is the blanket I made. And it is so heavy, like a weighted blanket. It is big. It covers my entire body. It is washable, and I love it. So easy to make. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. This is like my 4th live ever. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you can see the spacing difference. There's no difference in pattern. I honestly made this for multi-purpose. I made it for my old man. I also made it to lay on my chair, my antique chair over here, so that way they could lay on it and I could wash it instead of having their fur all over the couch. I do have a couch cover, but who wants to wash that every day? Anyway, I digress. I love the fact that you can make things that are functional, again, saving money, and you're going to use them over and over. Also, if you need something for like your vehicle to sit on, this is like a perfect opportunity to like make something, and you could like make it this big. You know what I mean? I have also used this. He's going to try to eat my cord again. I have used this recently to change my daughter too. And then again, just wash it. Kind of like a changing pad instead of laying on the hard floor or using a very thin changing pad. She's getting to the point where she is going to be potty trained. If you want to know more about that, my daughter is she just turned 18 months, and she has been considered advanced since she was 5 months. That's a whole different story. She was talking and doing 2-word sentences since 5 months, basically. She was talking since birth, and I thought something was wrong with her. But that's, like I said, long other story. If you want to know more about that, let me know. It baffled all the doctors. But anyways, yes, you can use something like this in your car to give you more support underneath, which I'm actually going to sit on this thing because I hate sitting on the hard floor. I placed this also on my daughter's little Minnie Mouse chair that she has so graciously put her washable crayon and paint on. And I lay this on there because the old man likes to lay on top of it. So I do that. I will be washing this blanket actually tonight, along with some other stuff before I get her tomorrow because she's currently with Dad. But again, super easy to taper off on the end. This one I just I was like, whatever. I wanted, what's the word? I wanted something to kind of hook this on. So I left these a little longer, and you don't have to. This is the end, and it was just as easy as starting the beginning. And if you really wanted to, you could cut this and kind of tie it in. But I'm going to show you guys, like I said, ooh, his hair is on it. Oh man, take that back, will you? I'm going to bring you guys closer. I don't know how far you guys are in creating your projects, but you can go ahead and kind of scroll past if you want. I'm going to leave the links to a couple of recommended videos down below. I would love if you would like this video, comment if you're watching a replay, or if you want to see me try to do something else with this yarn live. I got a book at Goodwill. Hold on. It's another thing. My daughter loves books, and we have to look at them and go through them every night. So there's an exuberant amount. I have my camera facing me so I can see that I'm actually in frame, but I got this for $1. Brand new book for hand knitting and like big chunky knitting. I thought, how cool would it be to try and make a hat? Let me know if you'd be interested. It looks super easy. I have to learn like all of my knitting, like whatever you call them, like verbiage. I feel like I'm so old because I'm not. I may look like it right now. And like I said, oh my God, I am going through a postpartum journey. Let's just say. I would love to know, like, look at that hat. That's cute too. If you'd be interested in making a hat. I love that. It looks like this yarn is about the same thickness as, I'm trying to think, as the one that I have. Let me look here. I'm pretty sure it is. If you want to let me know what your thoughts are on making this hat, please let me know. I would love to. You know what? Maybe we'll do that on the next live. If you want to see the hat, just press, say hat in the comments or something. There's a couple of other things. It talks about like chunky yarn and all this other stuff. But I thought, let's see another one. I like making things that are practical. Oh, there's the cable knit blanket. Why am I showing you this upside down? cable knit blanket. I have white as well. I want to find out if you can, I want to find out if you can do like the dyeing of the blanket. You know what I mean? Oh, that's just gorgeous. I need to figure out how, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. My mom wants a red blanket just like this, and I cannot find this red yarn anywhere. Even before Christmas, I can't find it anywhere. If you know where I can get this big chunky yarn, let me know. It looks like it is, it must be like rolling wool. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. If you know, let me know if you have this book. Let me know as well, because I am kind of flabbergasted. But lots of good information in here. Tools, beginner, intermediate, all that stuff. I noticed that this yarn, without knowing too much about yarn, this yarn that they're using in here is hard to find now. So maybe it has something to do with it. I don't know. Ooh, here we are. Beginner. Didn't even realize it was all in yellow. So before I show you my project, let's see what they have. I do love this shell, or whatever they call it in here. Let's see what they call it in here. Everybody calls everything differently. Wow, it's a her. It says her cardigan. I do love that, but I don't know if that's beginner for me. I need like extreme basics here. Ooh, even the crop cardigan, the crop sweater. These look like they would all be, I don't know if you can see this, they would all be really expensive in store. I think that's really pretty. I like oversized items, and I love like repurposing and finding like, ooh, that is so cute. That couldn't take too long. Items that you think like you're going to use over and over. I'm trying to come up with more of a capsule wardrobe. Let's see here. Yeah, those all look like I would have to have like I couldn't do that. Oh, it says you can do it with your fingers or a large crochet hook. Okay. Let me see. There is the New Yorker long vest. Although I don't think I'll do that first. I think this is really pretty. Show you again. I think, here's another example right here. Let me see. Let me know your thoughts on the New Yorker long vest. That's actually in the beginner section. This sweater looks pretty simple too. What is this? My favorite coat is what it's called. And you can use this. You can sew in pockets. I'm just looking to see if I can find, it tells you row by row what to do. So it's on the heavier size, medium, large, which who doesn't like that? It doesn't say jacket won't stretch much. It doesn't say, it gives you your measurements and everything. It's beginner to intermediate. It says US size 50, 25 minimum, or mm circular needles. To be honest with you, I think you could probably do this with your fingers if I can make this little thing. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think the hat or the vest would be a fun option. Not gonna lie, I'll probably do the hat first to pick. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I think doing it for like live sake to start out, I do think the hat would be a great option. Look at those knitting needles. Look at that. That is insane. I love that though. And I love that blanket. Go back to that hat. I do think that hat would probably be the best option starting. Ooh, there's a scar. Well, we could always do that as well, but cowl. Yeah, they have a lot of cute ideas, but I do think like one of these beanies would be ideal, especially it's wintertime, get more use of it. Let me know if you're a Vikings fan. This has been suspenseful all day. I'm gonna go ahead and turn you downwards so you can see what I'm currently working on with this skein. I only got one bundle because one is all I'm gonna need for this certain project, because this is for a Christmas gift. It is for a little one, and I'm not gonna say who, because if they are watching, I am not saying a word. I doubt they're watching because they don't even exist yet. But if their parent is watching, I don't want them to know. So, all right, I'm gonna turn you guys downwards so you can see what's going on. Give me a minute. All right. So this is what we currently have going on. Like I said previously, go ahead and watch my first video so that way you can know what's going on here. As you can see, there's kind of like different lengths going on, and I wanted to kind of prove to you guys, and maybe I'll do a part 3 next week so you can see all my finished projects. Why spacing is important, yes, for this project, but you can make up for it later is what I'm trying to say. So see how long this is? I can eventually just like go back and fix all these, and I wanted to show you this. And then when you wash it, it'll also kind of even out as well. I know this because that orange blanket you guys just saw, that is what happened with that. I'm gonna grab my water real quick. I love this. I'm using a quart-sized jar with filtered water, and I have a ball waterproof cap that goes on this, so I can reuse this candy jar over and over and over. Let me take another drink. Whew. All right. Anyways, I am going to, so this was the beginning. Again, make sure you go back and watch my first portion of part 1 so that we know what the heck's going on. I am munching on a snack because I have not had lunch. It is 2 p.m. So this is the back. Like I said, you can eventually kind of move everything down. Unravel this. Whew. Anyways, I try to unravel a lot before I'm moving on, and then what I do is I just chuck it over there. And trying to keep the accurate spacing. Let's say you, I'll show you this part. Let's say you boo-booed and you have far too much gapping. So when you spread it, it's like way too holy right here. So what I've learned, keep in mind, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not an expert at this. So I am still new. You can, from what I've seen, make up for your spacing, like right here on your next stitch. And the reason why I keep saying don't worry about it too much is because what I would do is like, I don't know if this makes sense. So let's say these two are too far apart you know, I have some like weird gapping going on. I'm trying to like even it out again. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to pull these the whatever they call this. If you know, let me know. This spacing between these two rows together more, like this. I will go and pull them kind of closer. So I'm going to go ahead and make my first loop. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get my side. I do try to leave my sides a little bit longer, as you can see. And then I always leave my yarn in the direction that I'm going to be working, is what I've discovered is best. So if I'm doing this accurately, you sewing experts or your crocheting experts, let me know. And then I pull it behind. And then what I'm doing is pulling like these two rows closer and then holding these down and then making a smaller loop here so that way it's tighter. And then doing that for the next one, pulling that in and doing that closer together. Does that make sense? Do you see that? How like these are close together now instead of being like pulled too far apart? You guys, I hope that made sense. So I'm going to be trying to even this out over the next couple of rows. And I'm just going to be going for it. If you need to catch up, that's a perfect time. Like this, another example. This has a lot of spacing here. So I want to bring it in closer together. So I kind of pull it closer together. And then I make my loop just a little bit smaller than I did previously. So that way I can have these kind of come together. Because you can see that it bowed a little bit, which is fine. Like I said, it'll make up for it. Are you guys doing anything for your holiday? Do you have all your shopping? Or if you're not shopping, are you guys doing anything specifically? Are you traveling for your holidays? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching the replay of this, again, I would love to know where you're from, as well as if you're watching replay, where you're finding this video, because I've noticed that a few people are like, oh, I found you on Instagram. I'm like, how did you find me on Instagram? I do have a couple of thousand followers on there, but if you want to follow me, I will leave that linked. You can always check it out in my profile. I'm trying to get all of my social media kind of on the same name, which is kind of hard because I built a brand off of one of my channels. So one of my, like on Instagram, I built a whole brand on there, and it's kind of hard to change that, but that's okay because, you know, I'm really wanting to kind of be more authentically me and still save money and still find dupes. But I would rather, instead of having my name Saving in Style and Amber Hope Styles on Instagram, I would rather have all of my channel names and everything kind of all the same, like Amber Hope Vlog or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Saving in Style, I like that because the channel name, because it is really what I like, and I love sharing like dupes for fashion, and I love sharing like ways to save people money, whether I mean, I'm not making anything out of this channel. I don't have any monetary purpose on this channel. It's just for me to, have a creative outlet, more or less. So if you guys have seen my part 1, you'll know that I have an interesting neighbor next door. Oh, I have a story for you guys. My neighbor. I love my neighbors for the most part. They're awesome people, but the one next to me does not like me. She has not liked me since I moved in. She's not like my daughter. She pretends to, but my daughter is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm sure everybody says that about their kids, but My daughter is so sweet. She loves people, and you know, like, I don't know, I'm trying to teach her empathy a little bit more and kind of understanding that and all that. So anyways, I have some pretty cool neighbors. If my neighbors are watching, say hey. Kathy, Jacob, etc. So if my landlord's watching, you should definitely say hey. I would laugh. I doubt Dwayne or Kathy would watch, but I know Kathy, she might, who knows, but Kathy is pretty awesome too, not gonna lie. Two different Kathys. So if you're wondering like which Kathy, two different Kathys, both of them are awesome. So I'm playing catch up on these 2 rows, and like I said, this is the end. One thing that I've noticed that I don't like is with making these blankets, and maybe I'll make it tighter on the sides, I don't know, because that this is so loose on the side, because you have like basically 2 rows per like 1 long stitch, if that makes sense, on the side. So you're playing catch up on the sides with all your stuff. I hope I'm making sense. Again, not a yarn expert. I'm just doing this to have a creative outlet and save some money and have a meaningful gift for one of my loved ones. So these last 2 rows that I did, I'm playing catch up, so I'm trying to even out again what I'm doing. I need to check the score. Let me know if you're a Vikings fan or if you're a football fan at all. If you are, who are you rooting for? Because me and my stepdad, we're definitely Vikings fans. I am really good at, you know, just checking out stats and everything. You know, like some people watch football and they're like, oh, I'd love to watch it, but don't really care. I can almost predict like who's gonna win. Sometimes I'm like so baffled that, you know, whoever won, and I feel like I don't pay attention as much anymore because, you know, after moving to Iowa, but it's gonna struggle getting like the main channels down here. I had Paramount Plus, and Paramount Plus was kind of a flop. I don't know. Let me know if you agree, because not a fan. I don't think it's worth the price that they try to charge, and I tried to drop them 2 months ago, and they're like, oh no, please wait, we'll charge you only 99 cents a month to get through all this, and if you stay for another couple months. And I'm like, no. I tried it, but like they really don't have a variety on there, and it said I would be able to watch out of market games, and I never was able to, so that's why I kind of left. And they only have soccer on there, which I think is so weird. Most of my stuff is on Fox. Most of my football games that I like to watch is on Fox, so it's kind of weird. Like they say I can watch these out of market games, yet apparently you can't. I don't know. It's weird. They have only in-market games. I paid for a package deal and canceled a couple months later because I was never able to watch my games. I'm going to not talk here for a little bit so that way I can get more of this done and I'm not wasting time. Because I promised you guys you would see the ending and kind of how to go about that. I am inserting my finger here in this part to like kind of hold it because the yarn does kind of like get jumbled and pull. So I'm trying to figure out like better way to do that. We're going to be working this way, so I want my yarn to go that way. Checking the score. If you know if we scored, please do not tell me. Because if you're watching a replay, you already know. Why does that look funny? Oh, I already put a loop there. Let me know if you made any other Christmas DIY gifts for your family this year. I know a lot of people are cutting back on their spending, which is awesome. And I just think this is like a great functional item to make. Oh, my allergies have been so bad. Sorry. It took me a hot minute to even swallow my water. And I looked at the scoreboard and the Bengals just scored again. Vikings have been on an uphill journey lately, which I'm okay with. I'm going to make these next ones just a tidge. I'm talking like not even a half inch bigger. As long as I stay in that same like big, too small, big, I'll be fine. Where am I at? I'm trying to even this out. So this is actually going to be a small blanket for, like I said, a little one in our family. And I am excited because I'm going to wash it and it's going to be nice and clean. And then I'm going to put it in a cute little thing. I may take some of my white stitching, my white yarn, and put the initials on here and kind of weave it through. We'll see, but that is nothing for me to discuss at this moment because I don't want them saying or seeing a word. Mind you, this all may look really tight right now, but I feel like I'm making really good progress. This blanket is about 1, 2, 3, a little over 3.5 feet. And then when you lightly stretch it, I'm barely touching it, or pick it up, it's gonna stretch out even more. And that's just like the width. This is the width of it. I'm planning to basically do like a 3.5 by 3.5. So that way it's even. Whatever actually this yarn will give me, I'm going to use this whole skein. So that way I can use it up and make the most of it. Trying to keep it all in focus here. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy that I can actually do a craft, you guys, and like actually have a free moment. That's been an uphill journey, uphill battle, being postpartum as well and not being with dad. And kind of figuring all that out together. We are trying to figure it all out, time and all that stuff. So it is kind of a challenge, but I'm remaining optimistic and positive. I'm just trying to, set my time and my boundaries because I do need time for myself to get like things that I want done, and also to like meal prep and things for her and I and laundry and, all those things that parents have to do. And it's kind of hard with a 1-year-old running around. So it is nice to be able to have my own time now that I'm at the end here. Again, taking the yarn and moving it to the opposite direction that I will be working in. I'm going to fold this a little bit so that way I don't have to battle all this. Sorry, I need to check the score. If you're following along, I am taking my yarn and just kind of moving it in the direction that I'll be working in, because as you know, you want to pull it in this direction. You don't want it to come from like somewhere else. So I kind of leave this one a little bit longer so that way it meets the end of my next loop, and I hold the next 2 loops so that way I can kind of look at this and make sure that they're even, because they like to pull on each other, if that makes sense. I want to kind of close this gap a little bit, so I want to make it a little more even, because this is about the middle of my blanket for this person, and I want to make sure that it's gonna be pretty and comfy. And this person may probably have this blanket for the rest of their life, so I want to make sure that it is durable and it will last. So this is more of a sentimental type thing. So what happened here? What in the, oh. So see this? Here's a good example. I lost myself because these loops were smaller, and I realized that like you need to make sure that you're pulling enough, because I was pulling from the other loops. So again, make sure you're getting more yarn out here, so you're not pulling your yarn through and then missing that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go back and just kind of untie this a little bit, so that way I can pull more yarn out, because I feel like I'm pulling enough, but I'm not. So I'm not frustrated. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm like holding my shoulders down to hold this blanket down, because A, it's probably more comfortable, and B, I don't want to like lose my place, and I don't want the blanket to be flying everywhere. So this is hand knitting, you guys. You can throw your whole body on top of it once it gets big enough if you want. You know, again, make sure, see that? I don't know if you guys saw that. The yarn keeps pulling, so I keep going like this, so that way it doesn't pull. And that way I can pull the next stitch or loop, and then keep on going, and then move my fingers, because it does kind of get smaller on that one with your hand in there a little bit once you keep going. And then if you need to even out anything, at least you have that extra yarn there, you know, to pull from. I like being able to have a craft that I can actually do on my free time without my bub. You know, I love my bub, but you know, we as parents and adults, we need our own things to do, and going to the bar for me is just not a thing. It's not for me. I don't care to do it. It's just not me. I don't know. You know, in the spring and summer, I'd rather be outside doing something, enjoying the sunshine while I'm alive. You know what I mean? Especially when we're in a recession. I don't know. I would rather be outside hiking and enjoying nature than in a bar or spending my money on alcohol or, you know, whatever. You do you, boo-boo, but just not for me. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own hobbies. And apparently now hand knitting is one of mine. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let me know if you decided to make a blanket because you saw my part 1 or seen this one and you're like, oh, this is really easy. Let me try it. let me know. I'd be interested to know kind of where you're at in the whole process. Promise you this video is going to be just as long as the previous one. I'm not going to lie because we're already at 40 minutes. So, and this may seem kind of small to you, but this is actually getting pretty hefty. So, I'm really excited about that. We're working on the next side, and we're actually, look at this, we've gone down significantly already. You have to make sure that you're keeping enough yarn to finish the loops out and then come back. So just unwrapping this a little bit more. Some people unwrap it, oh goodness, all at one time. So that way they know they're getting towards the end. Like I said, I'm going to use this whole thing. I'm not going to unwrap it all the way because I want to know what I got left. So I'm going to leave, like this is getting towards the end a little bit, and I unwrapped about half of that, and I'm just going to throw it in front of me. I'm going to try to get another whole blanket done, like an actual adult size one, done tonight. So wish me luck on that one. Definitely will go a lot faster after I get off of live because, you know, you go a little bit slower for camera and live purposes, obviously, but you know, you want people to be able to, you know, look at what you're doing and catch up. So, I want to try and just shut up for a brief second and get this row done really quickly so that way I can, you know, be able to show you guys kind of where I want to stop and like the end, so that way you can see it. But and that way if you need to skip forward, you definitely can. Again, if you're watching this on replay, let me know. And let me know where you're from. I would love to know if you have hand knitted before. Love to know if you've made your own blanket before, just like this. How did you find this video? Where did you find this video? I had one of my friends reach out to me and she goes, "Is this you and your daughter?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, yep, it's us." And she goes, "But you're in an ad." And I said, "Yep, that's a legal ad. Yep, it's legit." I had a brand reach out to me when I was pregnant with her regarding some really nice stuffed animals, and I didn't know they were going to make an ad out of my video. Actually, I know they, like, when they talk about it, they say they want to use your stuff for ads, but I mean that was like over a year ago, so I thought, well, they're not going to use it, and sure enough they used it. So I'm just happy her face isn't in it as much as just the side of her face. And even when she was born, I tried to like not post her whole entire face as much, if that makes sense. With all this AI stuff, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So, you know, an invasion of privacy, and I'm trying to Amazon just dropped by, and I think you heard me. I'm sure you heard that. But I'm trying not to like throw her on the internet, especially as like my face gets more and more, you know, known, and being an influencer, it wasn't like her choice. So yeah, I don't want her to think like I kind of pushed her into things like that, because it's not her choice. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab my Amazon package real quick because it's literally 4 feet away from me and my butt hurts. Oh god. We're gonna do a random Amazon unboxing right now since you guys are bearing witness to this. little break time chat. So I love bargain shopping, right? I went to Goodwill. Not only did I find this book, but I found a brand new light sweater without the tags for $4.99. They didn't know what it was. They thought it was like a medium large. It is definitely large, and I like, you know, a size up. I'm kind of a medium large, but anyway, at Walmart they were doing a clearance, and I just so happened to find this. It's almost like it's like a mix between like a bright green or like a Christmas green, but it kind of has like a springy, like, I don't even know, almost like a spring color to it. Very bright. And I saw the same sweater that was on Amazon, and this girl was wearing this really kind of chunky headband. I'm like, oh my goodness, that would be so cute, because that would match exactly just like the sweater. I know it's gonna look absolutely insane, but I'll post a picture. How cute would this be? It may look really obnoxious, but that's gonna go on my sweater that literally matches this. Like, it's not gonna go on my sweater. I'm gonna wear the green sweater with black leggings and black boots, but with this and my hair curled and red lips, I think this is gonna be cute. I also had to get my daughter some shoes because her, oh my goodness, these are not gonna fit her. I'm gonna have to return these. Good golly, Miss Molly. Interesting. I'm pretty sure they sent me the wrong size, because my daughter's feet are not this big. She's a size 6 in, the heck, toddler. But look at this. That's cute. Maybe I'm gonna find a shoe to see. Maybe it is her size. Could be, because this is a size 5. This is a size 6. It looks massive though, so I don't know. Found them on Amazon. She'll be able to wear these this summer, but she's kind of in between sizes, so I thought, how cute would these be? I don't know. They don't really have a grip, but she's wearing these for probably be her last time she's wearing these for Christmas. I thought that was cute. Anyway, back to what we're doing. We are at 47 minutes. Oh my goodness, you guys. Gonna warn me. Stop talking, Amber. Let me get all my yarn over to the next side. Hurry. Anyways, I was born in Minnesota. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. I am currently living in Iowa. Bless everybody that is here in Iowa, because y'all are something else. Very loving people here. It has been a journey, let me say. But back to what we're doing. I'm like running out of space. I might have to like move you guys, because we getting in the nitty gritty here. Maybe, is this easier? I don't know. Hold on. Trying to move to get better. I don't know. Maybe that's easier for you. Is that easier? I hope it is. Maybe you'll see more instead of me. Move the knitting book. It looks like it should be better this way. So we'll see. Move my water over here. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good day, whether you're watching this now or on replay. You know, especially in this crazy time of saving money and the economy, and it has been insane, you guys. And I know you guys know this, but it has been something, hasn't it? By the way, when is our Christmas party for the Walmart checkout? Anybody? Let me know. I just thought that was funny. Let me know if you saw that on Vegas Bucks. I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, really? Who's doing that? Quit it. But you know, I'd rather have a human than self checkouts. Like I have questions when, you know, about products and stuff, or, you know, getting opinions on things, and it's nice to talk to an actual human. And like the self checkout people, they're just kind of like, I don't care, do whatever you want. So it is nice to see actual humans and helping you bag things. So goodness, all this is getting jumbled. Hold on. There. I don't know how y'all can like have your yarn out like that. That's always recommended. Just have it out and unraveled. I don't know if I'll do that again. If you have a better option, let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to keep that 2.5 inch kind of loop going, so that way I can create consistency again. I'm gonna have this blanket done before the end of this game. I know it. What do we got? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Vikings are in the lead. I'll take it. Oh. I remember, this might sound really weird. I graduated in 2007, and I've had friends that, even dudes that I was friends with and knew that were like skaters and like, you know, hardcore little band geeks, you know, like in the emo screamo phase, and they were making knitted hats and mittens and oh no, sorry, the Bengals just caught the ball. That's not good. We are in Bengals territory too, so ugh, sorry if you're a Bengals fan. But now we're like the last game that the Vikings played where they were neck and neck with that team, and now we're neck and neck with this team. Oh goodness, it's gonna be a journey. You know, the Vikings do deserve lots of good things, and it's nice to see them getting recognition and, you know, getting the good vibes out there again. So but anyways, these guys that were like skaters and snowboarders, they were seriously knitting like hats, like actual knitting needles before they were banned, obviously. So you can't have sharp objects in school now. That was 2007. Not much of like a difference because everybody's wearing the same shit. Pardon my language. Everybody's wearing the same stuff that everybody wore in 2007. So it's not like it's much has changed besides, you know, our culture and how violent people have become. That's about it. Goodness. Back over. Might just lay down, you guys. I don't know. No. Get on my knees. So, if you ever need to stretch out your back and you love doing yoga poses, this is gonna be the craft for you. I do love Pilates, and this does stretch out my back, so I'm like on my knees doing this and having my hands busy. I do have arthritis, and that is not why I started knitting, you guys, so don't even go there. If my family watches this, they're gonna be like, oh, that's sweet. No, I didn't. That's not why. Calm down. I just started this because I was like, well, I think this will save money. I love these blankets, and I'm also gonna make one for my daughter too. I'm not solely focused on making one for her this Christmas, but I think I'll make one for her second birthday, because that's going to be coming up in April. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if I wasn't talking, I would be probably done with this blanket by now. I'm not gonna lie. This will stretch out. So you, like I said, you guys think I'm not very far, but trust me, like I am pretty far. This is at least, I would say this is 2 feet already. So I just need to add another foot, which won't take too long. Literally is just making loops. If I wasn't talking, I'd be getting this done. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I know some of my best friends will watch this, and let me know what you guys think. If you think this is a cool idea. I saw somebody selling these on Marketplace, and I knew exactly what she was trying to do. She's trying to make money, which is great, but like she was extremely upcharging for what it was, and I'm like, y'all can make it yourself at home too. So, but you know, I'm not opposed to anyone making money. It's just, don't price gouge somebody that you know it didn't cost you $200 and hours upon hours of your time. You know what I mean? Like, this person was charging almost $300 for one of these blankets. You can get these blankets cheaper online from like real, you know, from retailers under $300. But I digress. You know, like everyone's got to make money. So, but I thought times are hard. You know, we want to make money too, and you know, not spend as much. So I figure, well, make a video so that way people can learn how to make it themselves, you know? I am like invested in watching this game too, you guys. I'm sorry. Bella, Boots, Fur Children. I have 2 Maine Coons. You saw one earlier. They are like total instigators with each other too. They're not blood related, but they look identical almost. And everybody's like, well, which one's which? Old man is like 10 pounds heavier. So he is definitely instigator, but she is more like a fun instigator. He is a naughty instigator. He's very smart. If you know anything about Maine Coons, they are smart. Little love him. That's what you get for having a 16-year-old for kid. I will never get rid of him. You know, I've been asked, like, would I ever get rid of my fur kids? Absolutely. Would you ever get rid of your children? No. You know, people can rehome animals and do all that. You know, if you have to, you have to. But, like, don't get an animal if you think you have no issue rehoming and you're, like, not attached to them. Because that just, you know, no offense, but that just shows that, like, I don't know, you have no problem giving up something that, you know, is reliant on you. I just feel like that's just weird to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think it's weird. Sorry, I just think it's weird. I don't know. We're getting there. We're getting there. Like I said, you guys can, if you're watching a replay, you can skip forward. See me at the end here. I'm working on my next project. And I'll show you guys the ending. make that outer loop a little bit bigger. You guys, like, we're getting there. I'm gonna see how much yarn I have left because we're, like I said, we're getting towards the end. Okay. I like to leave, like, what I've noticed is 1 and so it's 1 full loop, 2 full loops. So you have like 3 threads, I guess, of the entire length of the blanket, because what I've noticed is, you know, obviously it looks smaller, but it stretches. I want to make sure that I'm going to have enough to loop back around. And I noticed, like, it takes about 1.5 to go down. At the end, what we're going to be doing is looping these through each other. I hope that makes sense. So at the end, we'll be doing, show you a little glimpse. At the end, we'll just be taking our loops and looping them into each other. So taking this loop and looping like this and looping inward. So like that. And that's going to cover your blanket. And then we're going to get down to the end and you'll have a little piece like this. And I'll show you that because you'll have the ending string. And then we'll just tie that off. And basically it gets woven back in. So easy. Literally, you don't need a needle or thread. But it all is pretty seamless. So look at that. That is the whole seam. And then that's how it's going to be. At the end, I'll get a little closer. Look how cute that will be. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm almost done with this blanket. I'm going to use the rest of this yarn here. So that way I don't have any left over. I don't need any left over. This is going to be a gift. So I'm going to work on moving it all to the next side. Whee! If you say anything, I cannot see it currently because I'm trying to finish this. So bless your heart. I appreciate you for joining me. I chose another thing. Somebody asked me, I can't see your follower count. I chose not to show my follower count, I think, on YouTube. Does that make sense? Maybe if you can see it, let me know. But I know that a lot of people don't want to see a bunch of comments, but like I said, if you're watching a replay, let me know where you're from. And if you've ever hand knitted before, I would love to know. This is all new to me. I'm not an expert. I'm just doing this for fun. And it's a really nice kind of DIY gift you can give somebody or like have for yourself. Even loops about 2.5 inches. You can play around with it. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you guys can see this. Getting towards the end. If you're making any holiday treats, let me know what your favorite is to make and let me know what your family asks you to make. I have to say that because if my mom is watching, I know what she's going to ask me to make. And I did not get anything for it, Mother. I'm sorry. The store was insane because it's the last day, like the last weekend before the holiday, last weekend before the holiday, I guess. People are traveling and wanting to get everything wrapped and ready to go. So the store was absolutely insane. Once you start pulling your loops through, you're gonna know, kind of like feel it and feel like your loops are all about the same. I'm doing about 2.5 inches, like from here to here, length and loop. Some people recommend 3. I don't know. I like mine a little bit tighter. I don't like a bunch of gapping in the blanket. Personally, I like to be warmer, not feel a gust of wind through. You know what I mean? We're almost done. I think I'm going to do like 2 more rows. And then we'll be good to go. What? Hold up. If you've been watching, you know I'm currently watching the football game. I am a football person. One of my I say 2 of my best friends can't stand football, so if that's you, let me know in the comments. I enjoy watching football. Me and my stepdad, we will bet on who's gonna win. No offense if you're a Vikings fan, which I am, you know darn well. I'm sorry, stats are stats. That's one thing, but Kirk Cousins, bless your heart. But unfortunately, you leaving, fortunately and unfortunately, you being hurt was like the best thing for the Vikings. I'll probably do 1 more row. Probably 2 more rows. And then finish it up because we're getting towards the end. Like I said, it may not look like a lot, but this is for a smaller person. Actually, this is a baby blanket. I don't want to say it too loud because I know if this person watches, they're going to be like, what? Again, I wanted it to be smaller and kind of, more condensed, because if they choose to lay the baby out on here for like changing, I want to make sure that's long enough, at least until they're 1. And then they're still able to like lay on it or cover up with it. So I'm going to be working on the next one. I've been trying to find, I hope my mom does not watch this. I'm trying to find red Bernat yarn and I cannot find it anywhere. So if you guys know where that's at, let me know. I can tell you right now, I cannot find it anywhere. I've been trying to find one. Otherwise, I might have to just bite the bullet and purchase one for her. And I don't want to do that, but she is currently going through some cancer stuff, and I love her and try to make life easy for my parents when I'm there, instead of stressful. So I sent the link to this to my mom, so if she's watching, I love you. Sorry, you're gonna know what you got as a gift. Bless your heart. But usually I end up doing a lot of hair stuff when I'm there for them, and like cleaning their house and meals and stuff like that. I go shopping for them, and I'm going to be heading up there a little earlier for the holidays, so that way I can help out them. I have to do some wrapping on Tuesday here, and kind of finishing things for Adeline. I'm trying not to do a bunch. We're almost done, you guys. I'm trying not to do a bunch of stuff for her in general, because I don't know, we're not big gifts people. We're more about like spending time with family. So good. So, over the last couple of years, we've kind of drifted away from gifts, and we do more dirty bingo. So, but I don't do gifts unless I find like the perfect gift for somebody. Who in the world? Sorry, I'm just getting an alert. Yeah, I don't do gifts. I just don't, not unless if it's like something they can use and is meaningful. I just got a brilliant idea for my two best friends. And I know for sure they're going to watch this. So I ain't going to say it. I just think it's kind of funny. And they might not. But they have no excuse. So I'm actually going to give them gift cards. And I'm not going to tell what it's for, what their gift cards for at the moment, because they're going to think I'm a little stinker for doing it. So I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to just leave that alone. Really don't have a lot of my friends or family coming down from Minnesota coming down here because I live in the middle of nowhere, you guys. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm a half hour away from everybody, even though it's still a small town. But I'm a half hour away from everyone, I swear. Everyone, like friends or whatever, and work. But anyway, I'm a half hour away from major cities. I'm not in the suburb. Oh, okay. Woo, I just unraveled a part. But again, I want to make sure that I'm getting towards the end. I said to you guys previously, make sure that you have enough for your entire down. I loop it down and kind of leave it loosely and back, because then I know I'm going to have enough to finish it up. Looks like I have enough for another row or two. And I know there's a couple of people coming in and out. Hi, welcome. So if you're wondering why this blanket is smaller, it's going to be smaller. It is for a baby. And it is a baby in our family. I am using this extra thick, chunky, jumbo yarn. I will leave it in the description. If you haven't seen my part 1, make sure you go back and look at that to know what the heck we're doing. If you're watching this, let us know where you're from. Move this big book out of the way. If you're watching this on replay, say replay and let me know where you're from. I am taking a little poll on the community tab here after this. If you guys want to see me do a hat with the same material, I will show you again in the book. And I think that would be so practical, you guys, so practical to do that. Plus, then I can make my child her own hat. Oh no, sorry. I'm watching, if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing, what the heck? Okay. I'm watching the Vikings game against the Bengals. Let me know if you're a fan. Born and raised in Minnesota, so I gotta have some representation up in here. I feel like part 1 was a little bit easier for you guys to follow because I was angled differently, but since this one's a lot bigger, it's going to be a little more difficult for me to show you guys everything, every little nook and cranny, so I hope I'm doing a good job. This is only my 4th live, so thank you for all your guys' feedback. Definitely take DM messages on Instagram if you have any tips, tricks, or whatever. Anything I should check out that you guys would recommend. Any easy... Oh no. Oh goodness. Sorry. these bangles and Vikings. Vikings are doing so good. But let me know if you guys have any projects you would like to see me tackle. I do think the hat would be the easiest choice next. If you want, you guys can skip forward if you're watching the replay and just kind of look at the end. This is going to be a baby blanket. And I'm using the Bernat extra thick blanket yarn. And I'm doing that for a reason, because some of these blanket yarns are super, super, super thin. And if you're in the Midwest like me, we like a chunky blanket, but don't want to pay an arm and a leg, and we definitely don't want to pay for thin material. This does stretch quite a bit, so if you're wondering why it looks so small, that's why. So like I said, it stretches and very easily, so I'm not too concerned. I just wanted to make it look like it is an actual blanket and not just a little strip of, you know, knitting. So we're almost to the end of this section. I'm going to double check to see if I have enough for another down, another loop. Remember, take your yarn and then throw it in the direction. We are getting towards the end, I would say. I'm debating. I don't know. I've been seeing this everywhere, so I'm debating. I kind of want to add like ooh, this is a toughie. Either like a strip of gray yarn or white. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. We'll see. We'll see how far I can get. Remember to leave like your end pieces a little bit longer, because especially towards the end, last couple rows, because I usually leave it like double the size because it has to loop back around. You'll see what I mean here. And you don't want to be caught with like no yarn at the end. So the last row you want to make just a little bit bigger to compensate for loopage and looping back around. Like I said, if you made it extra tight on accident, like when you wash it and like move it around and, you know, kind of lay with it, it will end up kind of working its way to evening itself out. So don't feel bad. It all will look the same in the end. If you saw my part 1, go back and look at that. You'll see and you'll know that my previous blanket and my project the tiny project that I worked on, there was some, you know, kind of issues previously, and it all looked perfect. This little seat pad for my cat or whatever dual purpose thing. So, oh yeah, we're getting definitely towards the end. Oh gosh, I hope I have enough yarn. I want to get at least to the end cap. I don't know why I said end cap, but at least to the end. And then I think, I don't know, do I do gray or do I do white? It's for a baby. So I'm thinking like, that's hard because gray is easier to wash than white. And I know they have animals. Oh, that's a tough one. Dang it. I think I'm going to do gray. I don't know. Let's see. I might have to like make these loops a little smaller. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab it and I'll show you guys. So these skeins are massive, but because it's an infant and because, you know, babies, they like to spit up and do a bunch of icky things. I'm debating. Here's the yarn. In case you're wondering, it is Bernat blanket extra thick. Make sure it's extra thick, people. Oh no. In case you're wondering, Vikings lost in overtime by literally a couple of points. Should I do the dark gray or should I do the white? That's the hard part. I kind of like the gray, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's just gonna be like a little strip. That's hard. Because I feel like once you wash it, I don't know, because they could use the blanket. Like this could be the top of the blanket too. I feel like the white would be really cute to like stand out. Let me know your thoughts. Let's see. Do you think the white would look cute weft in there? The white looks really bold, but you know, as time wears down, this could end up looking like more cream, and then this will wash and look lighter and lighter. So I think the white would look cute. This gray kind of looks almost too dark. I don't know. I think either way it'd be cute. The gray maybe. Now, sorry guys. I know I might regret this, but I think I'm going to go with the white. I think that is the plan. Because I feel like, I don't know, since it's a girl, you know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm actually going to start back here and make my loops a little bit tighter since I'm adding on. And I want more material to last me to the end. Just want to make sure that it looks even. You know what I mean? I made these loops smaller because I thought, well, I'm going to finish it out right here, but I'm going to add probably another 2 to 3 rows. This is going to be like the longest live ever. I apologize, you guys. But I've seen lives that are like astronomically long for some reason. And I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I would watch it. Like I said, if you don't want to watch full 3 hours, skip on through, y'all. Skip on through. That is your choice. But I want to try to make it look even instead of pulling it all out. Just pull it to the next loop. My goal is to make it evener looking. And I'm not under like a super time constraint either with these lives. They can go as long as you darn well want them to go, to be honest with you. I can pull this through and just unwrap it all, which I technically should have, but I really don't want to do that because then I have to loop it all back. That one was like way too much, so trying to well, at least the Vikings are still number 6. Even though they lost today. My heart. Oh. You know, I had a severe crush on Jared Allen, who was a former Viking, and it breaks my heart that he's married now. But, you know, it takes one player to make you really love a game, I think. It takes one player to really hate sport, too. I can tell you that. There's one previous Viking. I think he's still playing football too. Not for the Vikings, thank God. I mean, to really make you not like it. I do know there's one that had like lots of issues with, you know, domestic violence and being in the news, and that's just not okay. That's not my jam, you know? And I feel like his stats were, you know, more hype than his actual performance, you know, and I don't think he was worth spending so much money on. And you can easily Google that, whatever you want to do with that information with the Vikings. So, jeepers. I'm fixing this row because I'm going to add a little bit of white, whether you guys like it or not. I don't know. I think as it wears over time, the white would look good, especially with a new baby. I was gifted a white blanket by my best friend's mom because she asked like what the colors were for the baby, and I said, you know what? I like whites. I like clean colors, and even though people don't recommend that for babies, she still loves those colors. So pink and white are her jam. Still, you know, your baby kind of dictates what it wants, and they're little humans, and it's really not up to us. But I don't know, I just kind of got the vibes from my child early on that like she was gonna be a pink girl. And I totally, you know, when you have a child, you kind of know. I don't know how to describe that, but when she was born, I kind of knew she was a little different, and she was. Bless her heart. One more. Okay. All right, you guys, I am getting towards the end of this live. We're at like over 1.5. This is kind of where we're at with this big blanket project number 2. So, whew, I'm gonna loop this. So if you need to add more yarn and you want to make these blankets bigger, this is a great opportunity to kind of see what the heck I am doing. So before I finish it up, I'm going to basically tie a knot right here. And then you can cut it to make it look tighter. And if you don't want these little things, you don't have to have them on there. But I'm going to go ahead and adjust my loops a little bit more to pull more. Oh, goodness, glaciers. Did I just unravel? I sure did. Oh my God. I'm going to go through this real quickly and redo it because apparently it wanted to unravel. See, if you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it. Don't be afraid. It'll unravel itself. I'll tell you. Yeah, like I said, if you guys make a boo-boo, you can pull the yarn and unwrap it. Dang it. Pardon my language. I'll make it a little bit tighter. Make these loops a little smaller because I'm going to add white, apparently. So I don't want to drag these out a little bit because I'm not finishing it just yet. I'm going to add like a little strip, almost like the top of a blanket. You know how it like folds down or they make that seam? That's how I'm going to make this. And also it is a baby blanket, so you can use like technically the designated baby blankets or baby blanket yarn if you want. You don't have to, because really if you have a child, you know darn well these children be using your blankets too. So actually, as soon as I made mine, my daughter wanted it for herself. So it is not mine anymore. If you want to know which one I'm talking about, it's the one in my part 1 video. You can go watch on my YouTube page under lives. But I just added this white, and I'm going to do like a little strip on the top. So that way I can have a cute little, I don't know, something different for this baby. I do know when this pink washes, it's going to be lighter. And this does stretch, like I said. So this blanket is actually bigger than what you guys think. It's still a baby blanket, but it's going to be a little bigger. I wanted something that she could use and kind of carry over as she gets older, 1, 2 years old, 3, etc. Kind of like an heirloom type situation. So we're almost towards the end. I'm going to redo this because my darn yarn hates me, I think. I'm going to try to loop as much as I can towards the end here and try to get this pink in here. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit so that way I can kind of make it a clean white line and not so much, sorry, you guys can't even see, and not so much the pink going into the next loop, if that makes sense. I don't want any pink going into the white. So adjust these loops a little bit more to pull some more of that pink through. So that way it looks as even as possible. This is going to take, you know, some finicky time, but that's fine. If you're watching live, got the time. If you have any like big chunky knit yarn recommendations besides this Bernat extra thick chunky jumbo yarn, let me know if it's comparable, because this Bernat yarn is really hard to find. So the only place I found it at is Joann Fabrics online, or Yarnspirations is what it's called, which is fine. I just would love to find like another comparable one in case I run out, or, you know, whatever. Try something different. Let me know if you're going to make your own blanket for your little one or yourself. Oh, I'm hurting. I'm not hurting because I'm like bending down, but I'm hurting because my knees are on fire. I did Pilates this morning, my 10-minute Pilates, and I love it. It's called Pilates, 10-minute Solutions Pilates. I've had it for years. They have a couple of DVDs, but highly recommend if you want to try Pilates for the first time. Ugh. Okay, I'm just going to unravel this a little bit. Correct it as much as I can, so that way I can pull the rest of this pink yarn through to make it more of a straight pink line. I'm going to try to use all this pink because I don't want any extra scraps. Just like a little pink section. Use everything I got. Use it all. Paid for it, you might as well, you know. I also plan on making some cranberry sauce for gifts. If you guys are making any DIY gifts, let me know. I love inspiration for new gift ideas. Cranberry sauce that I do, or that I will be doing, is more chunky. It's not like super jelly, so it tastes like fresh cranberry sauce. It's not super sugary either. It's more tart. Oh yeah, we're gonna use this up. Now, if I have a little bit extra, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. So I ain't going back through this again. Oh, yes, that is perfect. Woo! That is perfect. Oh, shed me some tears. Yes. It's okay to be finicky. Oh, my thighs are burning. Anyway, so I'm going to pull this white piece. Now look how crisp and clean that's going to look, you guys. I was so excited. Pull that side loop in. Oh my gosh, you know what this is going to remind me of? Like what are they called? They're, I don't know, almost like the same color as like those ice cream sandwiches. So this is going to be cute. I'm happy that I went back and kind of pulled everything. Now with the white, it looks like you have to be a little more even about things. So got to be a little more picky and make it even looking with this white. The darker colors, it looks like you can camouflage it a little bit. But since this is more of like an accent piece, I want it to be a lot more even looking. And also we're getting towards the end. I only want to make this like three loops, whatever you call that. Like I said, I'm not a pro knitter, so just want this to like look cute. So unravel this a little bit. We're getting towards the end. Praise Jesus. This is going to be cute. Also, if they wash it with pinks, this will turn like a little, I don't know if it'll turn a little tinge of pink, but I mean, if it does, it does. I'm glad I chose white instead of gray for this kind of baby blanket type thing. Trying to make these loops almost identical because, you know, this is the last couple of rows and I want them to look really even. So I think that's gonna look so cute. I've not done this yet before. So look at that. Brand new to hand knitting, and bam, we're saving money instead of paying for like a $200, $100, $200 cable knit blanket, but it's made with love. And it is a little bit different than why does that look twice? Okay. It's a little different than what you can get anywhere else. So that makes my heart happy. Plus I can tell this little girl that I made it with love and her in mind. Oh, that's cute. That's gonna look cute. Yep, I think we're gonna do a loop down and a loop back and then close it out and then we good. So we're almost done. You guys have stuck with me through this whole thing and I'm literally making an entire blanket on live. That was not planned. So with this live, I kind of wanted to do, you know, kind of go with the flow, and I wanted you guys to see where I was at and kind of like how to do it. I wanted to be more authentic with everything instead of you being like, what the hell is she doing? You know? So like I said, these last couple loops, you want to make sure that they're a little bit bigger than what you've been doing. Just a little bit. They don't have to be like eccentrically bigger. But you want to make sure the last like 2 to 3 rows are a little bit bigger because you're going to be looping these the last row together. That's why I'm going to do another loop on top of it and then loop it through, because I think that would just look cute. as a little accent. Try to make them as even as I can. Pulling on it, I feel like it gives me like a better idea, like where do I need to correct? I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me if I care. I don't. I think it looks pretty good for a beginner project. I want it to be soft for the little one and also warm. I know you don't want to put like infants with a blanket when they're super, super young. Not unless if the doctor, says something about it. But for my daughter, I had to have a blanket and I had to have her laying in a lounger. So it's like basically everything went out the window when it came to my daughter. She was different. She had severe acid reflux, so it was a different circumstance and every child is different. So I had to have her sleeping at an incline. So I got these a little too tight, too close together, so I want to space them just a little bit. Ooh. Space them a little bit more. Hopefully you guys can still see what I'm doing. I'm trying to turn a little bit as I get further and further away. This yarn ball is hard to move, so I'm trying to, this is why I keep my finger in this one. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling here. What's going on here? I can tell this is live because I'm not talking, something's going on. Oh my goodness. We're getting there. I feel like this is taking a lot longer than it should. This is white. I'm like getting extra paranoid for some reason. Extra picky. I feel like the white you can see more of, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a focal point, so I'm wanting to make sure I get it a little more precise. But with like the multicolored yarn and like one solid color, you wouldn't be able to tell that, oh shoot, that I'm off at all. I don't think anybody else would be able to tell either, so. Okay. One more loop and then we're, like I said, we're gonna close her out, I think. Yep. I think I'm going to kind of quickly go through and do this so that way I'm not talking so much and you guys won't get annoyed by me. So I'm going to go through and kind of finish out the last couple loops. Like I said, you want to make them as big as you can without it looking ridiculous. So just a tidge bit bigger than your last loops. Kind of like taper into making them bigger. Because you're going to need bigger loops at the end for sure. Whew. Don't forget to wash your blankets afterwards too, people. Since you're either using your own coffee table or sitting on the floor, that'd be weird. This yarn is washable, machine washable. So the roving wool is not, I don't think. Obviously it's wool, so I don't think it's good. I don't know. Let me know. But I know this is really good if you have pets. So that being said, if you have animals, like I know these people do, so we're gonna go with that. Sorry, I'm going off camera. Thank goodness I have my phone plugged in because you guys are on my phone. Because my phone starting almost 2 hours ago was at 19%, you guys. So this live would not be making it right now. So that's that. We're getting towards the end. Okay, I'm gonna stand up and look at this so that way we can see if I need to do anything else. Do I want to do? Oh, okay. I'm gonna do one more loop and then finish it. Sorry, you guys. Just because, like, I feel like it'll balance it out quite nicely. Okay. I said that like forever ago. And I feel bad now. But I feel like doing another loop will finish it out quite nicely. So that is what I'm gonna do. Make these, like I said, a little bit bigger than the last ones. And as even as I can make them. If my mom watches this, which she might, she'll be like, why are you doing white? She does not like white. My mom loves her red. Like I said, make these top loops bigger, people, because you're going to loop those around. And it gets kind of tight. I don't know how else to describe it. My stepdad watches this. Yes, I did watch the Vikings game. Yes, I'm a little depressed because that overtime. Oh, that overtime. I have the game on right now. Well, who's playing right now? Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, it looks like. We're getting towards the end. Oh, goodness. Like I said, make these loops bigger, people. The last, like, 3 rows. It's going to look like a Neapolitan ice cream. I swear to you. The vibes that I'm getting. And for a baby blanket, I'm fine with that. I think this is going to be like a perfect end. Okay, do I do... I'm looking, okay? You kind of think about like where you want it to end at the end, and you kind of have to visualize, like, do I want it? Where do I want it to end? I don't know. You need these loops at the last loops to be very, I don't know, I would say about 3 inches long. The ones that we're weaving them through, because it gets tight. So it might not seem like it, but it will. I'll show you what I mean. These are my last loops that I'm looping through to loop them through each other to finish the edge. Roll that skein over. Definitely, like I said, make sure you have that 3 inches. I was doing about 2.5 for most of this. Make sure you have 3 at the end for sure, because you're going to need it. That 3 is going to end up looking like a 2 or maybe a 1. So the rest of this white yarn, I'm actually going to be making a white blanket, and I only need 3 whole skeins for it, and that is going to be the 3rd thing. Okay. All right, you guys. Woo! Pull this. Make sure everything's more even. Make sure you adjust and kind of like look at things. If it looks a little off, how are you going to adjust it to make it look more even? We're at the end. Woo! I feel like this is a pretty decent size blanket, to be honest with you. I feel like you can definitely snuggle up with this for a little one. But I am going to show you guys kind of how to finish it off, and then I will let you guys go. Let me know in the poll what you guys want to see for next time. A hat, a scarf, a cowl, a coat, or a vest jacket. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. But now we're at the end. I have my last remaining loop. And what you'll want to do, I try to like end on the same side. You'll want to cut it technically, but you're going to take your loop. I might have to go all the way down. Oh, I might have to make another loop, because you want to end with your yarn how you're going to end it. So technically, this has to go here. So as you've seen, I showed you this before. This is the end. You have these long little loops, okay? You're gonna take this outer loop and grab the inner loop. and then take the outer loop and grab and pull through the inner loop. And you're gonna drag, this way you wanted the last loop, the last 3 loops to be bigger, because you're gonna grab it and pull it through, and it's gonna pull over to the next one. See that? Grab that loop and pull it over to the next one. So again, grab it and pull it over. I don't know why, but I think I'm getting cut off towards the end of my live. Been live for almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna have to let you guys go. But at the end, you're just gonna weave the other part through, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get off before it like cuts me off, because we only have like 4 minutes left. I don't know why it's like giving me a time limit. I didn't know it was a time limit of 2 hours doing a YouTube live, but keep going, grab until the very end. You don't want this last seam to be really tight, because you want it to match your beginning seam that you have. So we're at the end. All right. So that is the end. What I've seen people do is they will tie it at the end and it'll be done, or take this and weave it through, which is what I'm probably going to do. So that way you don't see a bunch of stuff. So they just weave it through their end little piece. That's what I did with my last blanket. But that is a sewless hand blanket. I'm gonna have to let you guys go. Hopefully this was helpful to you. This is gonna be a baby blanket, and I think it is really cute. I will take a picture and post in the community tab. Take a look, vote on some things, and we will check you guys soon. Thanks for joining. Again, let me know if you're watching replay. I appreciate you guys, and take care. Bye.